This is Statistically Speaking, a show where we gauge the views of the nation. Well, today's topic focuses on the air pollution that Delhiites are facing. There seems to be no respite for the residents living in the national capital. Delhi's air quality index has slumped to the 342, a dismal figure. The AQI in the national capital has been in the very poor category for 4 consecutive days now. Haze can be seen in several parts of the national capital. Anand Vihar and Jahangirpuri have remained the most polluted with an AQI of above 400, while Okhla has witnessed an AQI of 328. NewsX conducted a survey to understand public sentiment on the increase in pollution, the reasons behind its persistence and whether this will have a bearing on the netas of our country. We will talk about this with our guests also. Joining us on the show is Mr. Ashwini Dubey, advocate on record, Supreme Court, Dr. PSV Rao, consultant surgeon, Manipal Hospital. Dr. Anil Gupta, BJP spokesperson, also joins us on the show. Dr. Nishant Anand, Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, here with us as well. And last but by no means the least, Mrs. Sandeep Chachra, Executive Director of ActionAid Association India, also joins us. Before I in fact pose my questions, we're going to go over to the big screen and tell you what the results were of this survey that we conducted. And the first question that was asked was, in Statistically Speaking, of course, pertaining to pollution, and what people feel about is something like this. What do you think is behind Delhi's winter pollution? Well, a whopping 41% of the people felt that it's crop burning. Vehicular pollution, another 40% felt that it was vehicle pollution that led to this, and 3% felt that it was something else, and 16% felt it was, of course, the Diwali crackers, because of which the Delhi air is unbreathable, folks, at this point in time. Why are we failing to tackle air pollution is the second question we asked. And of course, center-state war is what 41% of the people felt attributed to this issue. Lack of funds, 4% felt there was the lack of funds, which is clearly not the case. Lack of technology, 26% of the people felt was responsible for this menace to continue, and lack of political will, 29% of the people felt that this is obviously a result of netas not doing their job. The third question was asked, will air pollution be a voting issue in Delhi's election? A whopping 67% of the people felt yes, it's going to be a big determinant of who's going to come to power. 31% of the people said no, pollution will not have any bearing on who people vote for, and 2% of the people felt that maybe this could have some bearing on how people vote and whom they vote for. Fourth question, who has done a better job in air pollution? All right, well, the Bharatiya Janata Party got 19% in this survey. The Aam Aadmi Party, of course, with a dismal 15%. The people feel they haven't done much. The Congress Party looks like a bystander in this survey at 8%. But 52% of the people felt that none of these people have done well when it comes to air pollution. All the parties have failed when it comes to addressing this menace. The fifth question we asked was, are you upset with the lack of political will and governance and the action on air pollution? 84% people said that they are upset. You know, this is directly impacting their life. It's directly impacting their health. The right to life is a constitutional mandate which is being compromised because of the lack of clear policy and directives, and a tug of war between the center and the state as well. So what is the real reason behind this menace that we get to tackle every year? Why are we not able to get a hang of this issue? The fifth largest economy in the world still grappling in the capital city with a problem which should have been sorted out very smoothly. Ashwini Dubey, I'm going to begin with you. Well, you know, there are countless petitions in the Supreme Court, Ashwini, and they all are in fact begging for some amount of, attention to the kind of havoc we see being played on our health in October, November, December and January. Before the Aam Aadmi Party came to Punjab, they blamed the Congress government, which was in power, for not doing anything. Now also the Supreme Court just yesterday pulled up the government for not doing enough. There have been some FIRs that have been registered. There have been some fines that have been given to the farmers, but that has not really taken care of the problem, has it? Whoa, legally, how bechara is the Aam Aadmi at this point in time, because he doesn't seem to be able to get anything done even through the apex court.
Thank you, Vineet Bhai, for having me here. Year after year, especially during winter, the issue of air pollution in Delhi and other of national capital territory becomes the top of the mind of conversation. No solutions, blame game, no willpower, as you rightly said. The political parties does not want this issue to be combated upon. They don't want to mitigate it. And as you rightly said, it's a constitutional issue, but constitutional machineries have failed to discharge the obligatory duty. A place, Vineet Bhai, as you rightly said, the fifth economy, a place where President, Prime Minister, Environment Minister, CPCB Chairman, State Chief Minister, CJI, High Court, NGT Chairperson, several directions, but executive has not taken any decision. Why? Because they have money to invest on the crores and crores rupees of advertisement. They have money for the event management. And another, again, the Delhi has been ranked as the most polluted mega city in the world. Even an environment emergency has been invoked. The NGT, you remember, Vineet Bhai, when Justice Satendra Kumar was the chairperson, I used to go to NGT. In NGT, he has passed number of decisions, number of orders, asking the State of Punjab, asking the State of Haryana, asking the Chief Secretary of Delhi that, look, you have to deal with it. You have to register the FIR. You have to deal with the issues. If you say the stubble burning is the issue, but nothing has happened. Inke gaon pe jo tak nahi rahi. But now the Supreme Court again. What Supreme Court says? That it is the state's responsibility to combat this situation. Deadly pollution is hazardous, and government must ensure that citizens of this country should live with dignity and a pollution-free environment. What have you done to combat it? Where are the smoke towers? But nothing has happened. And as of now, you see, Vineet Bhai, again this will be over. अभी हवा चल जाए तो मुख्यमंत्री जी का ट्वीट आ जाएगा, किसी का ट्वीट आ जाएगा कि देखिए सारी हवा निकल गई. But ultimately, is there any concrete solution? Odd and even is also not a solution. Barring vehicles from entering Delhi is also not a solution. Barring the vehicles of more than 10 years is also not a solution. Solution is the willpower, and where the government bodies have failed to discharge it. And if contemptuous actions are taken, then by the time action is taken, तो फिर उसके बाद February आ जाएगी, तो वैसे भी हवा चलने लगेगी. Where is the concrete plan? Where is Beijing used to be, Vineet Bhai, one of the deadliest air polluted city, but they have settled it. But here in Delhi, where most of the ambassadors of the countries, they have their offices, but this has not been solved. You are also helpless. We can't do anything.
We can't do anything. Dr. Aril Gupta, just blaming the Aam Aadmi Party is not going to do the trick. The fact of the matter is that Delhi is the seat of power as well. It's the capital city. It's not only up to the Aam Aadmi Party to take care of this menace. What's the way out here? Like Ashwini also pointed out, that this is also turning out to be a global embarrassment for India, that for years now we have not been able to eliminate this issue. And of course, you saw the answers on that survey that I conducted, and we just spoke about it, that the netas are to blame.
Yeah, Vinitji, good evening to you and all the viewers. See, allow me a few minutes to reply each and every point. It may be some political points, but I will reply in the technical way also. For last 10 years, Aam Aadmi Party is in government in Delhi. No, they have done nothing to eliminate the internal source of pollution. Air quality index has 8 parameters, and mostly it is PM 2.5 and PM 10, which is a higher degree, which is troubling the lungs of the citizen of Delhi and the neighboring. This are normal in the 4 months of this October, November, December and January. We have been mentioning, why don't you remove the dust and C&D waste? There was 2 historic decisions of the Honorable Supreme Court last week. 4 days back, there was a decision when Supreme Court scolded the Delhi government that why they are not treating the 3100 C&D waste, which is being generated regularly. Delhi generates roughly 11,000 tons of CND waste daily, and they have a capacity of 8,000 for last 10 years. They have not increased. And this 3,100 CND waste that is lying on the roads, on the vacant plants, which is generating. You just mentioned about the AQI level of the Okla, Jahangirpuri, and Anand Vihar. All these three spots are near the dumping grounds, which have increased, in fact, double their weights. So they are not treating. The yesterday decision of the Honorable Supreme Court, what they mentioned about the Punjab and other states, this today itself, till in this season, more than 1,600 incidents of stubble burning cases have been reported officially by the Punjab government. And last year, 19 lakhs hectares area were influenced by the stubble burning, and normally it takes 4, 5 to 6 days to reach this. In this season, they are not. They have a government in Punjab. They are not tackling that issue, and they have a government in what they have done to the Yamuna, what they have to Delhi. They are not. They are just doing the cosmetic works. We requested several times to hold the all-party meeting, but because of this, the long rainy season, lot of dust has been deposited. You take your camera anywhere in Delhi, it is 28,508 kilometer length of the road. You will find lot of dust anywhere you go to any part of the city, and because of the weather condition, because of the suspension of this dusty air in the atmosphere, the lungs are affected. But they are just in the process of showing their face only, but only the cosmetic work, nothing concrete. We request with the folded hands. You may ask what central government is. Last year, central government has given Delhi government 38.22 crores for this under the National Clean Air Program for dust mitigation. What they did, they spent only 10 crores 77 lakhs. This is on record. For stubble burning also, the central government has allotted last year 3,330 crores. 1.5 lakhs of the machines are lying in the Punjab government godowns, which are not delivered to the farmers in Punjab. Why? Because I think they are not serious. It is a political issue. And one more thing, the area influenced by the stubble burning for one farmer is bigger as compared to the other. So the fumes and the smoke generation is more as compared to this. And Delhi, the central government has made eastern-western peripheral, the Mumbai expressway, this Meerut expressway, even for the vehicular pollution. Central government has given 1,700 electric buses to Delhi government under FAME 2.
Okay.
Central government is doing.
Okay, let's get a response. You said enough, sir. You said enough, sir. Let me also get Dr. Nishant Anand, Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, to respond to what you have said. Dr. Anand, it seems that from what Dr. Anil Gupta said, and of course what a lot of people feel in the capital city as well, is that the Aam Aadmi Party has not been doing enough when it comes to pollution. And even if they were doing everything, this problem will be attributed to your reign, to your rule.
First of all, good evening to everybody. See, I believe the BJP, the central government, has to be blamed, and I'll give you reasons point by point. Number one, yesterday, the Supreme Court clearly mentioned the LG has cut more than 1,100 trees in eco-sensitive areas, allegedly for the benefit of his close friends. Now, the Honorable Supreme Court has also stated that a clear restraining order was passed in 1996, which clearly stated not even a single tree can be cut. And they also mentioned that criminal action should be taken against the involved in illegal tree cutting. Now, Aam Aadmi Party has been working at maximum speed to plant trees. Point number two, we have government in Punjab. As per the report of Government of India, the stubble burning in Punjab has been reduced by 50%. In Haryana and in UP. In Haryana, it has been increased by 24% approximately. In UP, it has been increased by 97%, where the government is of Punjab, BJP. Now, we have sent 2 letters. Gopalji, the state president of Delhi, has sent 2 letters to Environment Minister requesting for cloud seeding. So we have been taking all the measures to try to achieve to a sustainable environment. Now, the BJP is not been working now. One more example I'll give you. We have 100% electric buses in Delhi. If you go to Anand Vihar, on the left you will see that they're all buses running on electric. And if you cross the road by Ghaziabad, you will see all the buses are working on diesel. So we have taken the steps to resolve this problem, but the BJP and the central government in the neighboring states, as I said, UP, Haryana, they have not taken even a single step as of today to fix this problem. Now, this problem has been here more than a decade, and Delhi and Punjab, we can
What?
see in last few years, it has been reducing. So we are taking every single step to reduce this, to fix this problem, but the BJP is not doing a single
But
step towards working
Dr.
together.
Nishant Anand, when Punjab used to be ruled by the Congress party, you said it's the Congress party in Punjab that's causing, these fires to flare. Now you are in government in Punjab. Why has it taken so long for you to, contain this issue?
It has been close to 27, 28 months that we have a government in Punjab. And as of now, in the report, which was on 15th of October, we have reduced it by 50%. So we all need to understand this is a problem which has been there more than a decade. So it will take some time to get to at a level at 0%. Now, we need to ask a question wherein the center government has been there for a long time. In Haryana and UP, the BJP is there from more than 10 years. Why have there is not a decrease of even 1%? Why it has been increasing day by every year? Now we are giving you an answer in Delhi and Punjab, but why BJP is not giving an answer? Why they are not doing a single step in the neighboring state? Why they are not? Why did they cut 1,100 trees? Why did they do that? We are extensively trying to plant the trees. We are extensively trying to make it 100% electric buses.
Okay, let me open Mr. Sandeep
to fix
Chatra
the
into this
problem.
conversation. Mr. Chatra, is this also becoming a classic case of tutu meme once again on my show right here, where obviously more sparring than solution. You're a solution-oriented man, but we've been talking about this for years now, Mr. Chatra. This doesn't seem to be a solution in sight, and the powers that be reside in this part of the country. The who's who reside in this part of the country. Why do you think this has become, such a great, unsolvable, inexplicable issue?
Thank you for having me here. Somebody was muting me, so I was unmuting. Thank you for having me here, and greetings to all. So I just want to say the following. There was good news thus far, because heavy rainfall was there, and as your survey says, there's increased social consciousness. People are they want to make it a voting issue, and your survey confirms that. So I think there's greater social consciousness. But that's where the good news ends. There was some early action on GRAP as well. The worrying part starts now. With cooler temperatures, we're going into cooler temperatures, and we had cooler temperatures. Rainfall was much higher, wind speeds were much lower. So we are likely to see a scenario in the next couple of months, and over the next 3-4 months actually, where you have cooler temperatures going into winters, lesser wind speeds, what is called the La Nina effect. So you are going to see a dramatic rise, and you can already see that. I said the good news ended in September itself. And now we are likely to see, the increase in stubble burning cases, and we can keep sparring about it. We are likely to see more calls for quick action and accountability fixing, as we are seeing today. So all this is happening. But I want to call out a few things, and then I'll come to a few solutions as well, which I think are socially pending and long pending. The few things that I want to call out is the entire class biasness. Totally class biased and worrying nature of our responses. You see, we have been busy for years now calling out the farmers, criminalizing them. The court itself was doing it today, asking for greater fines, saying that not enough action has been taken. Both Punjab and Haryana government have come forward to say how they are actually registering FIRs and fining farmers. The numbers vary. The Supreme Court has been taking them to account for that numbers that they have been positioning. Also, both the governments have been positioning, commitments on how they're going to do in situ paddy residue treatment, 11.5 million tons and 3.3 million tons Punjab and Haryana respectively. So one does see all those things, but the worrying part is we only seem to be blaming and sort of fixing and criminalizing the farmers in parali burning. And that too in a situation where there's minimum support given to farmers. The legal MSPs which the farmers movements have demanded has not come about after years, and farmers are left to their own to battle out of an agrarian crisis, which you all know is going on. So I think that on the other hand, you see a different specter, the industry which pollutes and has been polluting, nobody talks of fines there. Nobody talks of fixing accountabilities there. Nobody talks of enhanced fines there, because it is the capital. It is the corporate capital. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about the fact that those very industries are polluting our water bodies. The rivers were foaming. The rivers keep foaming year on year, and around Chhat time you will see toxic foams in the rivers in Delhi, in Yamuna, but other rivers as well across these states. And there is no action on all of those polluting industries, whether air pollution or whether on water pollution. We are likely to see a scenario, Vinitji, and I want to call this out, where by the way of what is called pollution action or pollution climatic action around it, we are likely to see in GRAP 3 the closure of construction, which of course accounts for a huge degree of sort of pollutants, and one of the major polluters is dust in Delhi, as we know, and was being spoken to by the previous panelists. But we are likely to see the axe fall on workers. They are going to be stopped from working. Construction work is going to be stopped with apps, and I agree that it has to be stopped. Like I agree, parali burning has to be stopped, but with no compensation given to them, to the workers. They'll be off work, alternatively compensated or not compensated enough, or totally not compensated. We are likely to see this. We never see any action on vehicular pollution. Vehicular pollution, as your survey itself reveals, accounts for nearly 41%, Vinitji, of Delhi's air pollution. So what action do we see? Do we see fines on vehicles? Do we see increased taxation on vehicles? Do we see massively increased parking fees? Do we see measures to sort of ensure that we don't keep multiplying vehicles in Delhi? It's not just the diesel vehicles I am talking about. So I think we don't see action. I mean, the question of electric buses, the question of enhanced metro services, some attempts have been made in Delhi, but we don't see it wider beyond Delhi. Some attempts have been made. But what about investments in cycling tracks? What about investments in ensuring better quality of public and safety of public transport through non-polluting mechanisms? What about greening Delhi itself? The question of cutting trees was being talked about. Now, if you look at it...
Quickly, Mr. Chatter, wrap it up, please. Please, quickly.
We really don't see investments in public infrastructure there. Our own study recently in Bangalore, which is looking at the sewage treatment plants around the lakes and water bodies in Bangalore, 15 of them, finds totally inadequate sewage treatment and dump pollutants being dumped into water bodies and lakes. So I think we do need those investments, public investments into the future of ecological, green and sustainable Delhi. It's not just about looking at what is the trouble. We also need to be looking at what the solutions might be. So I'll stop here. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Dr. Rao, from obviously a medical point of view, every doctor is going to be concerned as to what's going on over here. But there's nothing anybody can do except spend money on purifiers and stay at home. There was a time when winters used to be the best months. To rejuvenate, to get your health back, go out there without breaking a sweat. But it's become worse now, even worse than the most summery of days in the capital city.
Good evening, Vineet, to the panelists and all viewers. Yes, I fully agree with what you said about Delhi in the past. I lived in Delhi in the 60s and also in the 80s. And Delhi of those days was very different as far as pollution is concerned. This, what the particular matter does is to go and settle into our lungs. Now, if you take someone who has not been smoking and who has not been in an area of air pollution, and when if you do an autopsy on him, you will find that the lungs are pink in color. Whereas for a smoker or someone living in air polluted areas, the lungs look black. Why? Because these fine particles manage to go and settle into the lungs. Now, what is important is the membranes of the lung are very, very, very thin because they have to allow diffusion of oxygen from the air inhaled into the blood and carbon dioxide from the blood out. And now if you fill, it is like a filter which is getting blocked. You fill this membrane with dust, your oxygen levels will go down. And and when COVID or some other pneumonia or some other episode occurs, the persons whose lungs have gone black, they are the ones who are going to be affected far more because their reserves are down. Other than that, coal burning, which is happening in the coal power plants and in various industries, are also, and many of these non-electric vehicles are releasing carbon dioxide, they're releasing carbon monoxide, which is dangerous, and sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide. These gases are all toxic, and these are also affecting. Now, in addition, the water, the Jamuna River, we are seeing how badly polluted it is. Now, these chemicals are going to seep in not only into your drinking water, it will also seep into the groundwater. And finally, you will have microplastics and you will have all kinds of heavy metals coming in your drinking water. If all that is not bad enough, you have got soil pollution going on. This is something which has to be dealt with in a war footing. This can't be, we can't be having a blame game going on. There is no execution. I think there is no lack of technology. There is no lack of funds. The real problem is execution. A city like Delhi has enough funds coming from taxes. So as long as there is no corruption and that tax is put to good use, you will have these measures done. So you need it on a war footing. And you need to have someone, we have seen there are ministers both in the center and in various states who execute the job given to them. We need those kind of people to execute the job in Punjab, in Haryana, in Delhi, and in Western UP, where this problem is being exacerbated. Western UP has also got various leather and other chemical industries which pollute the water. You have got these kind of problems in the other states also. So we need to remember, Singapore had this problem because of forest fire in Indonesia. They have sorted it out. Beijing, the capital of China, had this problem because of the dust and smoke coming from the western part of Beijing. They have sorted it out. But we can't seem to solve this problem. And because we just don't have the willpower, we need to put people in each of these states who will execute the job and who will get the job done. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.